Welcome back. Let's put this in the ether. Most women, right? Most women are average. Let's say that. What do I mean by average? Well, most women, they when you ask them to rate them, what do they usually say, right? Often enough, they say 10. They're a 10. They're always a 10. It shows you how delusional they are. It shows you that they're not grounded to earth. It shows you that they're not thinking with the right mindset, right? Most women out there, they're either average or below average. It's hard to find a woman that's a 10. 8, and 9. It's very hard. To me, 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10, those are a small fraction of the populations. Probably like 1 or 2%, right? Same goes for the high value male, right? The super athlete, right? Those only account for a small fraction of the population. Most women out there are 4 or 5 at best, right? 4 or 5 at best, right? And some women who overestimate themselves, overvalue themselves, right? I understand people tell women, oh, never think lower yourself, never lower your standard, never always think highly of yourself. But at some point, you have to be grounded to reality. Guys, we have no problem of grading ourselves and say our true worth, right? I say, right, I'm not a good-looking person, right? I'm not that great looking. I could probably, if I were to rate myself, probably rate myself a 3, right? A 3 or 2? Probably that, or even lower. But I'm not a great looking person. That's why I mean that guys are more susceptible of being honest with themselves, right? They're more susceptible to being honest and more real with themselves. Women, for some reason, they can't do that. They can't come to reality and give an honest answer about themselves. Most of them are incapable of doing that, right? They always say that they're 8 or 10 or whatever it is, right? But in a guy's mind, no. Most women out there is only like at 5 at best. Average at best, like Kevin Samuels said, KS said, right? But they don't understand that. Most of these women are not supermodels, they're just regular girls. Regular girls, regular girls, in order to be like at least 7 or 8, they need a lot of makeup. A lot of makeup and do all their hairstyle. Without that, right? And even some girls with makeup, they even look their best is at 5 or 6. Alright? Without that, most girls out there is probably a 3 or 4. That's without makeup. 3 or 4. Sometimes 2. Right? But they can't accept that. They always try to compare themselves as a 10. No, not even guys even understand that. Guys don't. The way guys rate girls, they're not easily rating girls as 10s. Right? There's a lot of factors to rating the girls. Because of this, that's why girls are so delusional. They can't understand what is real, what is facts, what is their actual score. Right? This is what leads to the delusion. And then when you say this, they say, "Oh, you're hateful." You say, "No, it's just because they can't accept fact. They can't accept real." Guys can accept that. Right? Guys been told that they ain't ish every day. Right? We were so immune to it, we're just becoming honest with ourselves. Right? But girls don't understand that most of them are average. Right? Because most of them are average, none of them are really that special. Right? They're all the same. Right? And when you say this, they say you're hateful and stuff. No, I'm just being honest. Right? And they can't handle that. The thing with girls is they like to be lied to. And this is what a lot of guys do, because they like to be lied to all the time. It totally destroyed honesty between people, right? They don't like to hear honest answers, and they get offended by that when you give them the honest thing. This is why guys would rather take the easy way out and just give a girl a false impressions, right? They tend to be dishonest to girls because girls love this thing that they love to be lied to, which I don't agree. I don't suggest you lie to people because that's bad. But the thing is that they're delusional, they're grand delusional, that they always think themselves as an 8 or 10 or even higher than that. No, stop your delusion from happening. You have to accept yourself for who you are and be real with yourself. Look in the mirror, right? If you're a 10, if you're a 5, embrace the 5. Right? Because guys' standards are very low. I'm telling you that, right? To be honest, guys' standards are very low. If guys don't have a low standard, right, he cannot get laid, right? Most guys out there, the reason why they get laid is to get laid by these 4s or 5s or 3s. That's the reason why they get laid. Average guys don't get laid by the 10 girls, right? The average guy they don't get laid. The only people they could get is these girls that's these threes and fours, right? Because guys understand their value. They understand their lead. If guys don't understand their lead, they will never get laid at all, right? So guys are more realistic. They're less shallow. That's what I'm saying. That guys, there's a lot of nasty guy out there. They sleep with anything, right? Guys are not picking who they sleep with. They really sleep with a one or two. Why do you think there are guys who's willing to sleep with a gigantic person? Why do you think there's guys out there who's willing to sleep with Lizzos, right? Because guys have very low standards. You don't have to be a 10 to be with a guy, right? Guys don't. Guys, they just want one thing, and that's just sex. That's it. So when they just want sex, it does. They don't. I mean, it's a plus that she's a good looking girl, but if he's out there just wanting sex, basically sleep with anybody. Why do you think guys are willing to get with a prostitute, get with a hooker, right? Some hooker out there doesn't look that great, but they're willing to pay for sex. Right, because their standards are very low. Guys are not that superficial when it comes to girls, right? So girls, when you rate yourself, when you're honest with yourself and rate yourself honestly, guys, it doesn't really care. Guys will like you regardless if you have a good personality, right? If you have a great personality, guys will like you regardless. But the thing is, girls are delusional, right? They can't be honest with themselves. You just be honest with yourself. Guys don't care because they have that lower standards, you know. But they think that they're special when they need to shut themselves out of that mindset and don't always think themselves as special. Because if you're special, why are you dating these regular girls? Shouldn't you be out there with the NBA players? But there are girls out there who think they're special with NBA players. But that's not most of the girls out there. They're so delusional. Alright? And this was the reason why guys, like, they're just giving up and just don't even want to date them no more. Because of the grand delusion of everything. Their inability to be grounded to reality. Their inability to be in the real world. Right? We live in the real world. We don't live in the fantasy. Women love to live in the fantasy world. Right? Because of them living in the fantasy world, this is what holding them back of finding a good person. This is what holding them back to find a good man. Right, and they put men aside thinking they can get better men out there. No, the men that likes you, you should get with the men that likes you. Right, but those are guys who are usually simps anyway. But you can get with a man that likes you. Don't get a man that you think you could get. Right, if you have that kind of mindset, you'll be single forever. You'll be single forever. Next thing you know, you'll die alone. You'll just be a crazy cat lady and you die alone. Right? No, men's expectation in the women is so low. And women expectation of men is so high. This is what leads to a lot of single women because they have unrealistic expectations, right? And they don't understand that they're just regular girls like everybody else. They're nothing special, right? Guys understand that. Guys could comprehend that. Guys could comprehend when they're special, when they're not. When they realize who are in their lead. Guys understand what girls in the lead, what girls are not. If I'm an ugly guy, what chances will I have with a girl that's a 10? Likely not, because she already know her value. She already knows she's a 10, right? So I'm not going to approach those women, right? I'm going to approach women in my lead. A 3 or 2, I'll get a 3 or 2. I know what I could get, right? I have to lower my standard if I want to get some, right? Guys will understand that. Guys will sacrifice those things in order to get sex out of a woman. In order to get women to commit. In order to marry a woman. Guys are willing to marry a woman that's like a 3 or 4s or 2 or 3. Guys are willing to do that because you see that out there all the time. You see that out there everywhere. You see guys are committed with ugly women all the time. I'm not lying to you because it's out there, right? What you don't see often is good looking people with other good looking people. I mean, you see them, but it's not comparable to ugly people with another ugly people. Because let's face it, most people out there are average. Most men out there are average. Most women are average. Most people are terrible looking people, right? Without makeup, with all these masks that they're wearing right now. But the point is, what I'm trying to say is that women are not as special. Women are, they can't see that they're average, right? But they live in this illusion. I think they're above that. But that's what they need to stop doing, right? That's what's hindering them from getting a partner, right? So the point is, women, you're not that special. All of them are average. If anything, they're like 3s or 4s, and most of them are 3 or 4s. 3 or 4, that's a good looking one, 3 or 4s, in my book. But you might have a different standard than I do. But, yeah, they're not that special. They just need to get out of this illusion train and be more ground to earth if they want to be in a relationship. This is why they can't find anybody, right? They totally market everybody outside their league. They price themselves out of the available market when guys out there, there's perfectly qualified men out there who want to take care of them, but they're just not willing to accept them because they think they're better than that. But on that note, guys, let me know if you agree. You think women are just average, right? You think they're just 2 or 3s or 4s? Let me know, right? Leave your comment below. On that note, guys, like, share, subscribe, and peace and blessings.